My name is Natalie Champagne. I'll be your host for this webinar. So it's going to last about an hour. We're going to go and tour my CC zone, and we're going to look into the different digital resources. So everyone is already connected. That's fine. Everyone has their microphone off. Thank you very much. Camera off as well. It's going to be a lot easier, and there'll be no interference for sure. But at the end of the presentation, if you have any question, we'll have an open mic question period if you didn't have the chance to ask them throughout the webinar through the chat. But I just like to remind you that if you have any question, my colleague Claude will be there in the chat section for you. So I'm just going to start my screen share. I don't know why there was an update today on Zoom and it's taking longer than usual. So I'll click on it right away because it's a bit longer than usual. I don't know if you guys had this update as well, but I'm adapting to it today. It just happened this morning and I didn't have a chance to test it so far. But there's a bit of a difference right now. So everything is taking a little bit longer than usual. So I'm going to connect as soon as I have my screen share on. I'm going to connect to my CC zone, and I'll show you how our platform works. It's coming soon, so we're getting there. So normally, just to be sure, every one of you either works with one of our products. So it could be Jump In, it could be Moving Up. Some of you might work with our material called Interactivities. It's older, but normally as a teacher, you receive a digital access. It's a code, an 8-digit code that you activate once you are connected and you've created your account on mycczone.com. If you type in my zone CSA, it's the exact same thing, only all the information will be in French, but it's the same. So once you get your code, your 8-digit code, what you need to do is just click on the top corner here on the plus side. And then it's going to open up a section where you can actually enter your activation code. And then it will activate your content. If you have more than one product, same thing. You don't need to create different accounts. You can only sign in into the one you've created. And it's going to follow you all the way through sec 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, whatever. Your account can last as long as you work with a CEC product. So no need to create a new account each year. You can use the same. I've had mine for almost 8 years now. So I have lots of product in it. Some of I've died a while ago and some new ones, but just keep in mind that you can keep your account. As a reminder as well, it's the same thing for your students. If they start off in Sec 1, they can create an account, username, password, but they'll be able to keep it for Sec 1, 2 up to Sec 5, and they'll be able to use it all the way through their school years. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to type in Jump In. Hold on just a second. All right, so let's go into Jump In as an example. Here you go. So, of course, you have all your information here. So that's what my activation code activated. My workbook, my resources, my videos. If I have audios, it might be different from one resource to another. And interactive activities. Most of our resources now have interactive activities, online activities that self-correct for your students. And we're going to look into creating a group for them. Especially these days, you want to be able to follow up the progress of your students. So have they actually done the interactive activities, or are they good at it? You want to see their results. So I'll show you how to create a group, and that's where we're going to add up right away. So in order to do that, you simply need to click on the 3 little lines over here. So it's your main menu, and you have a section right here called Group Management. So you're going to go and click on group management. There you go. I've already have created a group just to show you. It's called, it's in French, Groupe 22, Group 22. So if I want to add one just to show you, it's really simple. Of course, as English teachers, you probably have more than only one group. So you can create a new group, just click on it. And then the platform will ask you to name it. So whatever group you have, let's say you have a group 24, you can click create really simply. And the system will generate a access key. These 6 letters you'll have to take down. And this is the code you're going to give your students for them to join your actual group. So if you want every students in your group 24 to join your group, you take it down, you ask them to write them whatever in their agenda, in their activity book, wherever you want, but that's where they're gonna have to take it down in order to be able to join your group. Once they've done it, if they have the web version of the activity book, or if they only have the interactive exercise, you'll be able to actually see their progress and see what they're up to in their material. We're going to look at that later on. But over here, I've created my group 24. And if I want to access my other group, just so you can see here, choose a group. I actually have 2 right now. I can only use the arrow here, and I can just select if I want to have a look at group 24 or group 22. Here it's mentioning create a student account. If you wanted, you could create your own student's account, but I'm sure as English teachers, you have way too many students to do that. Your students are a lot older than on the elementary level, so they can create an account by themselves. It's really easy. It's the same procedure as you did once you've created your account on My CC Zone. They only need to type in mycczone.com and they follow the steps to create their account. I'll show you later how they need to join. It's really easy. It's going to be the same menu as you just clicked, but instead of having the information about creating a group, they'll have the information about joining your group, and they'll just have to enter the key that you've given them. So this is how we create a group. I'll go back to my main library. Take long. And we're going to dive into our material. I'll be using jump in just to show you, but whatever, if you're working with moving up or if you're working with jump in 1, 2, it doesn't really matter. It's just to show you how you can access your resources. Okay, so let's start off here with my workbook. So really easily, I just need to click on it and I'll be able to access my content. While it's loading, as I mentioned to you, I have a bit of a lag this afternoon. Just to show you, you have a little bell up here. You have a red dot. When you see a red dot, it's just to let you know that you have a notification. So there's actually a message for you regarding our CC Zone. I've showed you earlier that you can add content by clicking on the plus sign, or you can actually do a lookout or search by clicking on the loop. I'm sorry, I'm looking for the word. It's going to give you the option to search for a word. And if you want to enhance your screen, just to put it in full screen mode, you can just click in there. It's taking way too much time to load up. I'm just going to go back and try to do it again. Just hold on a second.
peux rafraîchir Nathalie, des fois ça aide. Es-tu là, Nathalie? Ton micro est fermé.
I'm sorry about that. It's taking way too much time. I don't know why. I've just asked my kids to get out, to get off the web just to be sure that they weren't log in and it's not taking too much of our internet. So hopefully it's going to work out. Here we go. We're back on. I'm sorry about that. So let's do that over here and let's go and check. Jump in. Okay, let's get there. All righty. I'm sorry about that. Okay. I'm sure it happened to you before. It's always when you need for it to work the first time really quickly that it all comes down to you have to wait and it's loading. If not, I'll try moving up. Maybe if it might have to do with the product selection. I don't know exactly why it's doing this. Okay, we're finally there. I'm sorry. Okay, so once you're in your book, you can travel through it different ways. You have, of course, your table of content. You can click on the page you want. You can select at the bottom the page you want to go in. And I'm going to just click on any page just to get there. So I'm typing in page 22 just to show you. Once I'm there, I can click on it really simply. And then my page will load up and I'll have full access to my full page. And I'll have access to my toolbar as well. You also have arrows left or right that will give you the possibility to go back and forth on different pages. And your toolbar is right up there. Of course, while you work with it, if you need more space into your page, you can always click on it to have it smaller. So you can just minimize it or just click back on it to open it. Your pointer, of course, it's your go-to function. So whatever you need to go back onto something, you just need to go back on your pointer. In class, once when you need to have a presentation, you want to show your book, you can select a display mode here. You can have a full page, half a page. So I was half, as you could see, it was zoomed in, full page, and you can also have your double page as well. I'll stop clicking on everything because everything I load is quite slower than usually. So I'll stop clicking and we'll go from there. You have your T for text. So if you want to open a text box, you'll be able to just add a text box and then a text box, sorry, and just type in. You can choose your color, size of font. You can also choose the size you want, if you want smaller, bigger. You can have different 25, 50, or 75%, depending if you want it bigger or smaller. You have your pen. Just quick information. I know a lot of you works with des tableaux blancs interactifs, and you already have a pen. The difference between our pen and the one you have in class is anything you write down will stay on the page if you do it with our tool instead of doing it with your tableau blanc interactive pencil. So if I write whatever, if I underline, or if I make a big X, or whatever I do, it's going to stay on the page, even though if I leave it, if I come back in a week or in a month, I'll be able to work around with it. It's the same thing with the underliner, the highlighter, sorry. If I click on it, if I underline something, it will stay on a page. You have the eraser, of course. That will give you the possibility to erase everything at once, or just a specific section, depending what you want. You also have your little art right here. What it does, it gives you the possibility to mark down any page you want to refer into the future. So let's say I would like to save this page as a favorite. I can only click on my art, and I have at the bottom right here a favorites. So it will save this page into my list of favorites, and I'll be able to access it, sorry, later on. So pages that you want to refer to it, either grammar, a summary, specific text, you can simply bookmark like that, and you'll be able to refer to it later on. You have our little family right here, group view. We just created not too long ago a group to be able to look into our students' performance, our homework, or results for the interactivities, exercise interactivities, or into their workbook. So this will give you the options to go into their book. I'll show you just a little bit later on. I'll come back to it. Over here, you have an option to add different contexts. As teachers, we often have notes that we want to add. We also have different web links that we like to look at, especially in English. We often have our favorite videos, our favorite text. So here, by clicking on this, you can add text, just notes for yourself as reminder. It opens up a post-it, really simple, and you can just click. Either it's for homework, it could be for personal notes. Maybe you find that the text here is a little bit hard, or you don't like question number 3, or whatever. You can just write it down. You can even choose the color that you would like it to be saved in, and you just need to click on it, and it's a little post-it that you'll be able to move around in your page depending where you want to put it. Same thing with, if I open it up again, you'll be able to add web links, as I mentioned before. So let's say you go on YouTube, you find a video you like, you can just click add a link, you cut and paste the link, you put it there, and then a little chain like this will be saved on your page, and you'll be able to access it later on. Audio file, you can just record yourself. It's about a minute, so you can't record yourself for too long. But if you want, especially for pronunciation, with some words that are more difficult than others, with verb tense sometimes, if you want to just record the pronunciation, you could do so. And you can add a document. By clicking on that, you access the content of your computer. So let's say you have a PowerPoint, you have a file on whatever subject you would like, a specific project. You can actually dive into your computer and bookmark it on the page you want. So this is another option for you to specifically make the book your own, and basically save your own personal documents. And the great thing is, even though this year you subscribe for only 1 year, let's say you renew your subscription for next year, well, you'll be able to find again all your notes. They'll be saved into your account as long as you log in with the same username and password. Now, just gonna go back into display mode for 2-page. Hopefully it won't take too long. I'll just quickly and briefly go at the bottom here while it's loading. So favorites, we've talked about it. It's my art. Answer key, I'll show you. So if you want to, show your students the answer key, we'll click on that. You can actually have it on the page, one answer by answer or the full answer key. Teachers resources, it's the reproducible resources that are in line with your material. So you have a little number here. As you can see, there's a number 3. That is because there is actually 3 resources that are linked to these page, so 22 and 23. And ped notes, if you have ped notes that are associated with your page, well, you'll have the option to go on it. So just going to go to the next page. I'm really sorry about the delay right now. I don't know what's up with that, but
J'ai vérifié sur le serveur avec avec mon compte à moi, puis il n'y a aucun problème, là, ça va rapidement, donc c'est pas notre serveur qui est...
No, I asked my kids, no one's on the internet right now, so I don't know what's up. And everything was working fine earlier, except for that Teams update that I had, but just doesn't want to load. Just gonna try one last thing. Just gonna stop something just to see if I can maybe access my computer. Just hold on, I'll be right back. Oh, here it's. I've turned off my camera just to maybe help it out.
Tu as également fermé ton micro, Nathalie.
Okay. I tried to turn off the camera. It doesn't seem to be loading as I want. Oh, it's coming. Okay. Oof. I won't be touching much thing right now. Hopefully, we won't have to navigate too much.
Tu peux aussi.
Okay. Okay. So I wanted to show you how to get into your student book. So let's say you want to have a peek at your student's result. You can actually click here, group view. And then you'll be able to choose if you want to go in your group 22 or 24, as I've created earlier. And you'll also be able to see every student that have joined your group. So let's say in your group 22, you have 27 students. You'll be able to click and to actually travel to, let's say you have a student called Natalie, a student called Lori, whatever, you'll be able to just click and move on and access their own book. I'm trying to do that right now, but it doesn't seem to be working really well.
Est-ce que tu peux aller en page simple? Je pense que ça va peut-être aider. Au lieu d'être en double page.
Ouais, je vais essayer, mais je ne veux pas changer pour loader encore trop. Même ma barre d'outils, elle ne répond pas en ce moment.
Okay.
Tu vois, même si je clique, là, puis je ne veux pas cliquer sur trop de choses parce que, as you can see, as much as I click on everything, it's going to load up more and more. No, it's really not answering on anything I'm asking. I'm even trying to close it right now and it's still not answering or doing anything. I'll try one last thing. And if it's not working, what I'll do, we'll probably just end it up for today. I'm sorry about that. We'll try something else. If not, we'll take, we have your email address and we'll try to reschedule another webinar. I'm really sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with my internet connection right now. There was thunderstorm earlier, but now it's all cleared out, so it shouldn't affect anything. And usually it's good, but now nothing is answering, so. And it seems as, okay, we're back here. Let's try just to upload it again. I'll try moving up. Maybe I'll have a better success than with jump in. No, we still have the same loading problem and it's taking way too long. I'm really sorry about that, but that's what I'll do. I'm not gonna have you wait longer with those problems. It's not efficient for you. So what I'll do, we're gonna take down your email address and we'll try to reschedule a webinar. I was able at least to show you how to create a group, but I wanted to show you where to access your interactive exercises result for you students and how to actually look into your students' textbook to be able to access it at distance, but it doesn't seem to be something that I'll be able to do this afternoon, unfortunately. Since everything seems to be frozen and I can't really access any of my material. So this is what we'll do, Claude. I'm really sorry for everyone that joined and took their time today. It just doesn't seem to be working. I'll stop my screen share.
Nathalie?
Oui.
Est-ce que tu peux, j'ai indiqué que si le problème leur arrive, qu'ils peuvent télécharger l'application sur notre page d'accueil. Est-ce que tu peux montrer ou est-ce que tu es capable d'aller sur...
Je vais essayer voir, Claude, si je suis capable.
Okay.
J'ai arrêté
Juste pour qu'ils puissent voir à quel endroit on peut télécharger l'application.
J'avais arrêté le partage. Je vais
Okay.
voir si je suis capable de me remettre.
Ou je peux le faire si tu veux.
Oui, mais peut-être, Claude, vu que j'ai beaucoup de difficultés, là.
Ouais. Tu diras ce que...
Là, le partage devrait être arrêté.
Je vais aller voir. Ouais. Est-ce que tu veux que je partage?
Oui, s'il te plaît.
Est-ce que ça va?
C'est pas encore là. Et ça s'en vient.
Habituellement, c'est plus rapide. Hein? Je sais pas pourquoi. C'est comme si Teams...
Oui, mais c'est ça que je disais depuis la nouvelle version. That I've downloaded a new version this afternoon of Teams. There was an update, and since then I had some problem, but it wasn't as bad as what we're experiencing right now. So I don't know exactly why.
Là, est-ce que...
Oui, on voit ton écran, Claude, c'est parfait.
OK. Est-ce que tu veux expliquer où on télécharge?
Certainement. So what I could have done earlier, but I didn't have any problem this morning, so I didn't do it. But what you can do in advance is actually to use our desktop application. You have here, download the application. So you can only click, you select which tools you're using, if you're on iPad or if you're with Windows, in my case with a PC. So I can download it. What it will do it will download a little app on your computer. It's exactly the same as my CC Zone once you connect on the web. But once you've downloaded this app, instead of going on Google, on Chrome and typing in My CC Zone, you will click on the app. You will enter your username and password the exact same way. And first time you visit, you can actually download your textbook. So there will be content that you won't be able to download, like the interactive activities or the IYB activities, interactive whiteboard activities. Some of them you won't be able to download, but your textbook, the answer keys, you'll be able to download. So if ever you have a problem like we're experiencing this afternoon, at least you won't be you won't have to rely on internet, and you'll be able still to work with your book and to present your content and to show your textbook and do your class with your students. So this is a good thing to know and a good thing to do in advance too. You don't do it the day it doesn't work, but you have to do it before. So this is a great option to do at the beginning of the year. And your students can do it as well. So depending if they're working with an iPad at home or at school, if you have Chromebooks, they could download the app and download their content. So this way they don't need the actual internet connection. This page, I saw the question on the chat. It's actually on our connection page. So if you sign in on my CC Zone, ici ma zone CSC in French, you just need to use le menu déroulant, and you just scroll down and you'll see at the bottom you have the télécharger l'application. So the only thing is, if you've already signed in, you might connect directly to your account. So what you can do, just take out the /login at the end. So you could type in myczone.com instead of having mycczone.com/login, and you'll be on that page, and you'll be able to do this specific download the app thing. It's right there. So here you go.
Est-ce que vous voyez?
Yeah. Ben, on voit ta page bleue là. Yes.
Okay.
And now you're signing in.
Oops. Là, c'est plus long la première fois parce que j'ai beaucoup de matériel dans ma bibliothèque. Là, mais...
Oui, on en accumule plusieurs. As English teachers, you might have more than one level as well, but not as many titles as we might have on our part in our bookshelf. Puis tu voulais montrer quoi, Claude? Je m'excuse.
Juste que de montrer qu'on peut télécharger le cahier. On va voir
parfait.
Télécharger le...
Tu voulais montrer le petit nuage pour le téléchargement.
Oui, c'est ça, qu'ils puissent voir que... Donc, si je regarde ici, là, Access, télécharger.
So as you can see, Claude logged into his app. You've downloaded it the first time. And once you connect at first, you have a little cloud right there for every book you have. So everything you can actually download will have this little cloud with the arrow. You just click on it, it will download, and then next time you'll be able to access it without an internet connection. So this is a good thing to do ahead of time, of course. And usually home is a better place to do it rather than doing it at school, because usually at school we have a weaker internet connection that we do at home usually, and sometimes there's more people as well connected in school that we do have home. So it might be a good thing to wait up and do it once you're back from school, and make sure that your downloads will be uploaded properly. Merci beaucoup, Claude.
OK.
Si tu peux juste montrer pour dans le petit menu hamburger, je vais terminer avec ça, là, vu que je peux pas tout faire la suite. Là.
Oui.
Just I mentioned earlier, for your students, in order to be able to join your group, Once they will connect in their account, so using their username and password, they can access the little hamburger menu we like to call. They'll click on Gestion des groupes, and they will have.
Ça c'est un teacher's
yeah,
account.
that's a teacher's access, but that's okay. They won't have this message, but they will have. Oh, tu vas le montrer, parfait.
Ouais, c'est ça. Je viens d'en montrer un compte.
Merci.
Ici.
So as a student, you click on Gestion des groupes, and the only thing they'll see is join a group, rejoindre un groupe. So the key, the activation key we had earlier, the 6th digit, they would only need to type in, and then they would be linked to your group. So right away, you would see them as they join into your group. So let's say you have 27 students. Once they join in, you'll see that you have one that's add up 2, 3, and 4, and so on. And you'll be able to see at a point, hey, I have 3 students that haven't joined, and just make a reminder for next week, everyone has to be joined in and everything. So you'll be able to do a follow-up. But as the student part, it's really easy. Gestion des groupes, they join in, they type in the key, it's 6 letters, and here they go. They join your group, and you'll be able to access their results for interactive activities or their workbook as well. So this is for your students. Really easy. And as I mentioned before, they can use the same account, username and password from Sec 1 to Sec 5. So they don't need to create a different account every year they sign in. We have a new option this year. I'm just going to explain it to you really quickly, so at least you'll have all the information, even though I can't really show it to you right now. We have a new option, which is the documents share. You can share the reproducible material with your students, and you can also share the audios or videos if you have some, depending which one. Of course, if you have videos for the evaluation, you won't be able to share them with your students, but if you have any other resources that can be shared, you will be able to do it. It's again into your account. Once you've signed in, you select the group you want to share your documents with. You select the file, so if it's reproducible, and you'll see that there will be a little circle that will appear. You will only need to click to make the selection, and then you'll be able to share the documents with your students. What it will do in their account, they will see a little document appear, and they will have access to the documents that you've shared with them. So let's say you select 5 reproducible sheets. Well, your students will have access to those 5 reproducible sheets. They're always available Word and PDF. So you'll be able to choose which format you would rather like to share with them. Either it's Word or PDF. Word, of course, if they want to type in, but then everything will move around. PDF, they can't write in it, but there's a lot of free software out there that they could download, and that gives you the opportunity to write into your PDF, or they could always just print it out and then send it back, scan, email, or whatever option you decide to choose.
Est-ce que tu voulais que je le montre? Est-ce que tu veux
ben si tu es capable, oui, parce que j'ose pas me reconnecter, c'est tellement complexe.
Parfait. Est-ce que tu vois l'écran?
Pas encore, mais je crois que ça s'en vient. On y est. On voit bien.
Est-ce que tu veux que je passe par l'intérieur ou via le groupe?
Vas-y, passe par le groupe simplement.
Okay.
Alors, as I mentioned, you select your group. It's in math, but it's exact same process. You select which document you'd like to share. And as you can see, you have here all your PDFs. The little circle will appear, and you just need to make your own selection. So here Claude selected 4 documents. So his group called Math 101 will receive those 4 documents into their account. You want to take off a selection, you just need to click back on the sheet, and then it will simply not be accessible anymore to your students. So it's a new thing this year to be able to share very quickly and very easily with your students our material. As I mentioned, you can do it with reproducible, some videos and some audios, as long as they're not linked with evaluation. Another new thing, Claude, je vais parler de la visioconférence. Puisque tu es dans le compte, je vais juste montrer. Hopefully, we don't want to go there, but if you need to do virtual class at a distance, you can click on Classe Virtuelle. It's a brand new thing we offer this year. It's really simple. Instead of using another platform, so instead of using Google Meet, Zoom, or Teams, or whatever, you can create your own class really easily. You just name it. You have the option to select a title. You can have add a description. You select with the calendar when is your class taking place. You can select if it will last 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and half hour if so. You need to select your group, of course. You can select one, but you can also select all of them. So let's say you wanted to do a class with all your groups at the same time, you would select them, and then you just need to click on create. So it's going to create an event, and then you will be able to access that event once it's on. Right now, I haven't looked when the event was created for 1743, so we're not there yet, of course. But there will be later on in a few minutes a join in bottom that will appear. So you'll be able to just click on that. And what it does, it gives you the opportunity to actually do a virtual class without leaving my CC zone. And your students will be able to see you, to see your book, because you'll be able to share it. You'll be able to see who joined it, and you'll have full control of your students' microphones as well. Because we've heard that this spring it was a bit hard with Zoom. You're quite disciplined this afternoon, but we heard that with Zoom there was a lot of students that were turning on and off their microphones. Some were turning on and off their cameras. It was really hard to have a class with all those movement and back and forth of mics and everything. So with having the full control, what it does, well, you can mute all of your students at one and then give them the rights of opening up by yourself. So let's say you've turned off everyone's mic and you want one student to actually have the possibility to talk. You can select one student and only that student will be able to speak. Claude is showing you right now what it looks like. So your students would see you. So your camera is on. On the side, you see that you have in gray the chat. Of course, they'll be able to communicate with you with the chat if all their mics are off, of course. And on the screen, on the student screen, well, they'll be able to follow up the chat as they see you, as they see your textbook, if you're sharing your actual book, as you can see here. So they would see you on the top corner with your camera on if you want, or off, you can decide, and your actual textbook. So it's really easy to do. It's really easy to set up, and it's all on my CC zone. So this is a great thing, and they'll be able to raise their hand as well if they want to speak up, chat, of course. You can block as well if you don't want everything to go on the chat. And there's a kind of a menu for you to see who raised their hand first, who has the right, who's next to be able to speak. So you'll be able to follow up and make sure that you go in order from who raised their hand first or not. So this is our virtual conference. That is actually right now in function. Not every functionalities are up now. There's a new update coming up quickly, September 21st. But right now the chat is on, the video conference is working. We've tested before. It's really easy to set up. And for your students, really easy. They're in their account. They'll see you have a virtual meeting coming up. If they go in the menu on their left, the 3 lines, they'll see that all the meetings that you've planned, they all will be there. And they will eventually, it's not set up yet, but we're still improving our platform. They'll receive a confirmation by email as well that you've invited them to a virtual class. So this is a great thing to use, especially the fact that you don't have to move around in different platforms. Everything can be used and done with my CC Zone. So this is a brand new for you this spring. Not this spring, this fall, sorry, but we came and we've developed it this spring, so it would be in order to work right now. So this is almost everything I wanted to show you. I was a bit upset by everything that happened this afternoon. I'm really sorry about all the delays and everything that happened, but thank you so much for your time and the fact that you stayed. I'll still be available if you have questions. At least Claude is able to show you some of the things that I wanted to show you as well. So if there anything that wasn't clear, I know it was on and off and not as I wanted, but I'm sure you got most of it. But feel free to just raise your hand if you have a specific question. I'll gladly answer it. And if not, we'll try to set up maybe another meeting, or if not, if it's not possible for you, what we could do, you have your pedagogical representative from CEC. En français, on les appelle les délégués pédagogiques. On our website, www.editioncec.com, you can find who's your representative. They go by school boards. So depending if you're in Montreal, Quebec, on South Shore, North Shore, you can find the name of your representative and they can help you out with whatever question you have regarding your textbook. Claude is showing you right now on Les Éditions CEC. So you select which region you're from, which school board, and then it will give you all the information about your CEC délégué pédagogique. So you have their email, you have their phone number. So if you need more information, if you need to take time, some of your colleagues might not have been here today and you want to share the information with them, feel free to just contact them and they'll be gladly able to help you out.